No means no. Stop asking me to borrow money when I already told you no. So, guys, 1 week to the day, 1 week ago to the day, I woke up to a text message from a family member asking me if he can borrow $800. He had to get his car fixed. And he had no other options but me. I eventually called the family member back and explained to him that I could not let him borrow money from me. I explained to him that I've been burned down this road before. I explained to him that there are family members to this day that currently owe me money. And that's just a road I've decided that I'm not going to go down anymore. And I'm going to stick to my guns, no matter the situation someone is in. I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm not going to let family members or friends borrow money. The only individuals that I would give money to is my children and my mother. And it won't be on a borrowed basis. If they needed it, I would just give it to them. But those are the only individuals I would give money to. My children and my mother. And that's it. And I thought the conversation had ended. I thought the conversation was done. I thought it was over. So I'm sitting here 1 week later, today, Saturday, and I just got a text message about an hour ago, and the same family member texted me and said, Frank, I really need that money. My car's fixed, but I have no way to get it out the shop. If I don't get this money and get my car out the shop, I'm going to lose my job. So he's guilt tripping me, putting the guilt trip on me. So I waited a few minutes and I called him back and I said, cuz, listen, I thought this conversation had ended last week. I explained this to you. I'm sorry you don't have any other options, but that's just not my problem. This conversation was over last week, and you're still asking me for money that I explained to you, gave you the reasons why last week, why I couldn't lend you money. And here you are still coming at me a week later asking me to borrow this money. I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to even go into the reasons again. I've already explained this to you, but I cannot let you borrow money. Please do not contact me again if it's about borrowing money. I'm not trying to be an asshole to you. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not trying to be a dick to you. But I'm not letting you borrow $800. It's just not going to happen. So then he's like, but I got no other options. I need you, cuz. Please don't do me like that. I need the money. And I said, listen, I'm about to hang up this phone. I am not trying to hang up the phone in your face, but I am not going to let you borrow this money. This conversation is over. Have a wonderful day, cuz, but I'm sorry. I cannot let you borrow this money. Do not contact me again if it's about borrowing money. Guys, I don't understand why people want to not respect your boundaries when it comes to this. I don't understand why people cannot respect your boundaries. I mean, I have let it be known. I don't let individuals borrow money. Friends, family, I just don't go down that road anymore. Why is this so hard for individuals to understand? Why do individuals think they are, how do I want to say it? Why do people want to think they are entitled to your hard-earned money? And if you do not let them borrow the money, you're doing them a disservice. You're not a good friend. You're not a good family member. You're not a good relative because you won't let me borrow money. Guys, I have not borrowed money since 2007 in the form of asking someone, can I borrow money? The last time I borrowed money was in 2007 when my dad passed away. Because at that time, it's kind of a coincidence because at that time, my truck needed to get fixed. It was in the shop. It had broke down a couple days before my dad passed away. And I had to get it fixed to drive to Michigan to make my dad's funeral arrangements. That was the last time I had to borrow money. Because at that time, I had no other options. And me and my ex-wife, we wasn't even married at the time. But we was so damn broke. So broke. Rock bottom broke. I had no other options. But I had one friend who would let me borrow that money. But that was the first and only time I ever asked him to borrow money. I paid him back, and that friend has since been retired. But guess what? I paid him back, and I paid him back on time. Individuals just have to respect family members' boundaries and stop asking people to borrow money. No one is entitled to your money. No one is entitled to my money. And we can't let individuals guilt trip us into letting them borrow money that we know they're not going to pay back. Or they're not going to pay it back on time. Because it never happens. It never happens that way. Or you let them borrow money and they want to give it back to you in pieces. Oh, you let somebody borrow $200 and they want to pay it back $50 here, $20 there, $30 here. Fuck that. That's not how I gave you the money. I gave you the $200 all at once. I want my $200 all back at once. See, I've dealt with all that type of shit. And I'm just not going to deal with that anymore. So to save myself that headache, I'm just not going to let individuals borrow money. Simple as that. I'm just not going to let individuals borrow money. And I'm going to say it to you guys. Don't let individuals borrow money unless it's someone you wholeheartedly trust and you know they're going to stick to their word and pay you back. But sometimes I've even dealt with people like that and they didn't stick to their word. So that's why I just said, you know what? If it's not my kids, if I'm not helping my kids out and just giving them the money, or my mother, I'm just not lending money, period, point blank. Don't fucking ask. Simple as that. So I hung up the phone. Guys. I said, don't call me back if it's about borrowing money. So guys, yeah, I just want to drop this quick video on you guys because he's called me back again, asked me to borrow this money. If you lose your job, that's not my problem. So guys, remember to like this video, share the video, and most important, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Frank Talks Money. And with that, guys, always remember, financial decisions you make today will impact your financial life tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Frank Talks Money. I'm out.